Welcome back everyone, and welcome to my first figure review. These are called FIGMA and I'm so excited to open them. I've been waiting for them for so long. I pre-ordered them as soon as I found out they were going to be released, and I just got them like a week ago, and I've been dying to find a time to film this review. So, if you're not familiar with FIGMA, they are a Japanese brand of figurines, posable action figures, mainly for collectibles. They're not toys meant for children. They are often made into many different anime characters as well as characters or people. So I think there's a Michael Jackson one and stuff like that. But as much as I love them, I've always wanted an art figurine. That's why I mainly got the ones I have now, but obviously I wouldn't want to draw the same character over and over again. I want to have a blank character, and that's what these are. They are called Archetype, he and she, so there is a male and female, and these are the second release of this type of figure by FIGMA. They come in 4 types of colors. I got the palish kind of skin tone colors, but there's also a gray one, which is great for artists. I probably should have gotten that one because I hear the lighting is much better. For reference purposes, the light shows on the gray tones better. There's also a black and a clear one, I think, although I'm not sure if the clear one is a re-release or just the one from the previous series. But anyway, I got these from a store called Omni Ami. I will talk about it at the end of the video. For now, I just want to get into the figures because I'm so excited for them. So I will start with the male, and I'll show the packaging, but it's nothing that special. It's just in Japanese, so I can't read it. It just tells you FIGMA. They have numbers for every figure they make, so there's a number for this one, Archetype, next, which means it's the second series, he flesh color version. And then here's some pictures of him being posed, and then the female one. I already opened it with tape, I just haven't unboxed him yet. Easy packaging. So if you've never bought a if you've never bought a FIGMA before, they generally come with a base like this that has the FIGMA logo and copyright stuff on it, as well as some extra joints in case you break one, and an extension arm that you put onto the back of your figure so that you can pose it in whatever you want. So, oh, and instructions. So here's some instructions. I don't think they're that important. It just tells you everything you need to know about your new figurine. Some hands. A bag to put all your parts, I think. That's what I've always assumed it was. I've never actually used the bags. And then the figure. Right off the bat, he looks amazing. I did think his bulkier sculpt was a little odd looking. There's some paper still, and here's armpit. But looking at him in person, he looks really good. So, let's see how articulated they are. FIGMAs are usually very articulated. They're not realistically articulated, meaning that you can bend them in weird ways that a normal human being shouldn't bend. So, full 360. His elbow. Also, oh, that's interesting. So you can't bend it backwards, but you can bend it all the way forwards, which is pretty realistic. I like that. And then he comes with a closed fist as well as those extra ones. His torso also moves pretty far back and then forward. Doing a cheerleader kick. And then he can also bend pretty far back as well. Then his knee does a bit more than a 90-degree angle, and then you can't bend it forward, but that's fine because that's realistic and I like that. His feet can also articulate, so his ankles actually bend forward and backwards. Pretty good chunk. And his toes, interesting. I did not know this, but the toes can articulate. I wasn't aware of that when he came out. Or maybe it's not his toes? Let me see. I don't want to break him. Okay, I had to kind of chunk it out of there, which was very scary, but his toes can also articulate. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. The possibilities, y'all. I wonder. Oh my gosh, you guys. He stands on his own. That is amazing. I did not know that. That's just so cool. And something I did mention before, but his ankles can actually move left and right, so it's not just a up and down, but you can also articulate his ankle so that they curve sideways like this instead of just up and down. And then I don't think I mentioned his head, but his head obviously moves and in a 360-degree angle. So you can get some really creepy poses on that. Whoa, that's crazy looking. So as you can see, the base is very useful to pose them into kind of in mid-air poses, as well as poses that they can't stand on their own with. So it's very useful if you want to have more dynamic poses for display purposes, photography, or just for reference purposes in anatomy. Now we're going to put him to the side to open Archetype She. Alright, her box is essentially the same, comes with the same stuff, the same type of display. It shows pictures of her being posed, as well as one posed with the male. Like the male one, she comes with the blank base, some extra hands, so they're flat, and this type of one finger out. Not really a fist, more like it's holding something, so you can put items, little toys that go with Figmas in there, the paper, and then the stick for her base, and the figurine. Oh, she's beautiful. So just like him, she appears to have the same joints. She can twist or bend her ankles as well as her toes, her knees, and thighs. So it looks like they have the same articulation. Her hips. I forgot to mention that with the male, but I believe the male can also move his hips. And then her top torso, side to side. Arm all the way extended, 360 wrist movement, as well as the elbow. So if I missed anything with the male, since the female has it, I'm sure the male one has the same movement as well. The wrist can also move, and her head. Her neck doesn't. Oh wait, yes it does. Her neck moves too. Okay, I didn't check that with the male. I'll have to check that. That's so amazing. This is way more than I expected. When the previews came out for these, it didn't look like they would be that articulated. But I wanted them anyway because they were the cheaper alternative. There's another company who made figures like this that are just blank people, no hair or anything, and they were intended for artists. They are advertised as mainly for artists because the joints are realistic. You can't bend it too far where a human body wouldn't be able to bend, but they were so much more expensive. So I'm very happy with these. Oh my goodness. And I'm not a big figure collector, so this probably won't matter to me, but for those who it does matter, the paint job is actually very well. It's very solid. There aren't any errors that I can see in the paint job. It's just one solid color all the way through. No gaps, no weird shading. It's all really, really nice. Her face sculpt is also very nice. I should have closed up on the male, but I really like their face sculpts. They're super detailed. And because they are pretty generic and blank, they're perfect for artists. Okay, so you might have to fight it a bit, but I'll show you all how to put the back on there. And it's very scary if you haven't done it at all at some point, but you really have to push in there. Just make sure not to break her. And then the bottom part just goes on the other side. So the smaller end goes on her, and the fatter end, that's also shorter, goes on the base. So there we go. I'm so happy with these. You guys have no idea. They're going to be so useful for my artwork, and I really, really love them. Completely satisfied. I think they're like $30 right now. I don't know if they're still in stock, but I'll get to that when I talk about Omni Ami, which I will do now. So for those who have never heard of it, I got this from a store called Omni Ami. They are based in Japan and have a wide range of anime merchandise, as well as any recent releases of figure stores merchandise from Japan. So if there's a series you really like and they're coming out with merchandise recently, chances are Omni Ami will have it for purchase internationally. So if you're in America or Canada or anything like that, you can buy from them. Their straight up store, here's the information, customer support. I will leave a link to their store. Oh, there it is. There it is. OmniAmi.com. I will still leave a link in the description just in case. And every time you order, they give you this postcard that changes every month, so it's a really nice surprise. They're a really awesome store. One thing I do recommend is that if you do plan on pre-ordering figures, you make sure you want them, because they do have penalties if you back out of a pre-order. They will cancel your account. So just to show y'all what it came in, they don't really use bubble wrap. I've only had one purchase come in bubble wrap. The rest usually come in a box with paper, and to me that's fine. I've never had a package come in where the figure was destroyed. I did have one that was wet, but that was probably my purchase. I couldn't talk for a second. As I was saying, that was probably my post office fault, or something happened at customs, I don't know. But that was not their fault. So they put everything in a box that says fragile, and that's great. That's amazing. They're really, really great store. And in addition to figures and toys and merchandise, they also sell grab boxes of Japanese food, so there's that if you're interested. Well, there we go, everyone. Thank you so much for watching my first ever figure review. I did mention that there was another set like this from a different company intended for artists, and I actually do have those on their way to me, so I will make sure to film another review and compare the two. The female kind of looks the same, however the male of that set looks really different from this one. It's less muscular, it's more of a generic kind of anime body type. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.